English guide to using Microsoft Teams. My name is Max and I'm going to be taking you through how we're using Teams to deliver our online learning. You should have all received an email from Microsoft inviting you to the course that you've signed up for. For this particular course that we're going through today is our business communication course. So we're going to follow the link and this should take us through to Microsoft Teams. I want you to press allow. You can then be prompted for the login. So this will be the email address that you received your invite to. So for me, this is going to be Maxwell at Berkshire School of English.co.uk. Double check the spellings. Fantastic. So you would sign in. Password prompt. Give it a moment. Microsoft Teams is a large application. It can take some time to load up, but it is fantastic once it works. And here you have your main screen for your class. So here you have your team here. As we mentioned earlier, this is the business communication course, but the name of your course will appear here. You can find files here that have been saved to your course. But the really interesting part is the class notebook. Now this is where all of your work is assigned by your teacher. So in order to expand, you would click this arrow here, go down to your name, and here you will find everything you need for your learning journey with the Berkshire School of English. So your learner authentication, this is where you will find your unique identifiers, so such as your name, your number, your picture, and this is how you are accredited with the course at the end. It's also where you can find your workbooks. So for this particular course, there are 4 workbooks that correlate with 4 specific lessons that our teacher led. So if I open up BCU1, just to give you an example, once it's loaded up, you can see it here. Click on it to expand. And as you can see, you have all of the information needed about what you're actually going to be learning. So here we have the learning objectives, how you're going to be tested on it, where you can find it, and ignore these numbers here. This is for our own internal reference. As if you scroll down, here you can see an example of someone has typed in their answers. Like that. And if you are to sign out and go into a different one and then come back to it, you will notice that all of your previous answers are still there. So this will auto-save all of your work as you go through it. And as if on cue, that's the teacher starting the lesson. So you accept the call. Hi, Rachel.
Hello, Max. How are you today?
I'm really good, thanks. How are you doing?
Really good. So, are you excited for the course?
I'm very excited for the course today.
Lovely. Well, welcome on board. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is check that you can see and hear me. Can you?
I can see you and I can hear you fine.
Lovely. I can't see you yet, Max.
Is that a little bit better?
That's better, thank you. Why does that keep happening, do you think?
That is my settings on the computer, not putting the camera on.
Okay, right. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to share my screen.
Brilliant.
So can you tell me what you can see?
It's just loading up at the moment. I can see a PowerPoint called Unit 1 BCU1.
Lovely. And can you see what today's topic is going to be?
Business terminology.
Lovely. Okay, so what will we be covering today? Let's have a look. Bear with me while it loads. Here we go. So today you're going to learn and demonstrate appropriate business phrasal verbs and idioms. And then you'll learn the definition of some business terminology. You'll be able to understand and explain and discuss the terms afterwards. Then I'm going to ask you to go away and complete your first workbook before the next lesson.
Okay.
Do you understand, Max? Is that clear?
Yes, absolutely.
Lovely. So if we have a quick warm-up, let's have a look at the first exercise we have today. So here we have some gap fill sentences. What I want you to do is to see if you can choose the right word to go in the sentence. So these are all phrasal verbs. So have a look at number 1 for me, please, Max.
Yeah, we something up with a new structure. We came up with a new structure.
That's lovely. And can you try number 2 for me?
We have to something out. We have to figure out.
Fantastic. And of course, I will be testing you on this vocabulary, not just later in the lesson, but in future lessons too. Okay?
Okay.
Any questions at this point?
No, not at this point.
Lovely. So I'm just going to pop out of here for a second. So you can see that today we'll be covering idiomatic phrases. We'll be looking at business terminology. So we'll be looking at words like profit and loss, surplus, bookkeeping. And when we've covered all those different terms, I'm going to ask you then to go away, complete workbook 1 by the next session. We will be sharing your answers as a group so that you can learn from each other as well next week.
Okay, so go away, do the course unit, come back next lesson and discuss in class.
Of course, and don't forget, if you have any questions, you can always message me on Teams.
Fantastic. I shall do that. Brilliant. Thank you very much, Rachel.
Lovely.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye. And as you can see, that's a very short example of one of our lessons. So Rachel assigned us some work. So if we go back to our team, we have the class notebook here. We expand it here, back down to our name again, and we open the course that we were assigned. And that is Teams in a nutshell. It's very simple to use once you've had a little play around with it. And we hope you enjoy your learning experience with the Berkshire School of English. Thank you very much for listening. Cheers.